Welcome to another episode of We Reacts, because that's who reacting. I'm the host. 3, appreciate you for rocking with me. Let's get to work. 4PF Nate, man. 40 piece nugget. So this the video, right? This is the video right here that they playing in trials. Shout out to Lucci and Thug, cause home. The both of them beat it. The both of them beat the feds just now in 2024, where it's rare. People don't beat the feds. These two rappers beat the feds, and they both stood tall. Neither one of them talked, Lucci or Thug. So shout out to both of them. But this is the footage of the shooting. Lucci and them, because Lil Baby and them cool with Thugger. Lucci and them went through 4PF neighborhood firing off. And this is the footage. And they went and did it out his white Maybach. Because that's it right here, as you can see. Now, as they were shooting out of that Maybach, one of 4PF homies threw something back at his ass. And he got hit in the head. And he died in Lucci fucking Maybach. They had to push him out the Maybach. Word. Mind you, they went over there to go spinning. And one of his peoples got killed. You feel me? So, that's where we at right now. This is the footage. They have never released it until now. You feel me? Could tell this car right here already was thinking something fishy. You feel me? Because they already like stopped in the middle and now they looking like what's. They go the door pop open. Look.
And about an hour before that, around 7 o'clock on White Oak Avenue Southeast.
Until they confirm the warrant, all right? Step out of the car.
Yo, face! Show your face, please! With sugar on top!
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/hookah_anonymous. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at hookah_anonymous and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, 4PF Nate, most notably known for being the guy that was being a real friend of Lil Baby when they were in Icebox, and while Lil Baby was talking about people stealing and being slimy, he found money on the floor, and instead of taking it, he would stuff it back in Lil Baby's pockets. Talk about loyalty. We seen him time after time with Lil Baby, all in his videos and supporting his rapper friend as most people should, dating back to the earlier stages of Baby's career before all the fame. However, Nate is being known for something a little more sinister these days, as people haven't been seeing him around Lil Baby lately, which may be because he's been involved in some serious charges, as he has recently been accused of having involvement in 2 homicides, whereas him, along with 3 others, will face massive jail time. Just a few days ago, news would break that 4PF Nate will be sentenced to 40 years in prison for his involvement in the bodies, and according to reports, it was get back for a close friend of his that was also shot and unalive. When the suspect who took the life of his close friend wasn't arrested by the law due to the shooting being ruled as self-defense, Nate along with 3 others would take justice into their own hands and what people call street justice and get back for their friend.
So basically, one of his friends got killed. I guess one of the 4PF homeboys got killed. And, he got mine. He killed his homie and he got off of the case because they gave him a self-defense. So imagine that. Your dog, somebody kill him. he get off because it's self-defense. So I'm thinking in my head, the dude that do the killing, that get off for the self-defense, he needs to move instantly because people are gonna want to get you. They're going to want to get you, bro. They're going to. They're gonna want to get your ass because you got away with it, and you gonna feel like you the shit because you got away with it. So now they gonna be on your ass about that. You see what I'm saying? So he was supposed to get low, but he didn't, and this is the outcome of not getting low.
Now, I don't know what's going on over there at 4PF, but Nate is one of the few guys that's been involved with 4PF, whereas despite being around Lil Baby, who was a very successful artist out of Atlanta, they still chose to be in the streets, but would end up paying a hefty price for it. Dirty Tay is another member of 4PF who was sentenced to 25 years with 17 to serve after he was arrested in 2022 as well and charged with attempted aggravated assault, first-degree cruelty to children, violating Georgia Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act, upon many more. Dirty Tay was accused of
Long, 15 years, reckless, out here shooting. He got 25 to serve, 17 to serve.
shooting a car while a man who just left the barbershop with his 3-year-old son was inside, due to the father being one of his ops. However, during the shooting,
Dude had his kid with him. He still shot at him. He went to ops. Ain't no passage for the children.
the 3-year-old was struck in his head with a bullet, but would luckily survive the attack.
Look, the 3-year-old got hit in the head with a bullet, bro. Luckily, he survived. Crazy out here.
The 3-year-old was struck in his head with a bullet, but would luckily survive the attack. Although Dirty Tay denied being the person who pulled the trigger, he was still arrested and charged for it, which got him 25 years behind bars. Now the next person out of 4PF camp is now Nate, and after receiving a 40-year sentence, everyone is wondering how or why somebody like Nate, who was around such a well-known celebrity, even being involved in a situation where 2 people lost their lives due to gun violence. So with that being said, we're going to break everything down when it comes to Nate receiving a 40-year sentence.
Can't say that though. With him being around Lil Baby and while he in the street, bro. Baby doing is what Lil Baby doing. Them is his homie. They gotta find something to do. And when you got too much time on your hand, you wind up on road in the street. They was outside and somebody got killed behind it. And he beat the murder and don't walk around here. All right.
So with that being said, we're going to break everything down when it comes to Nate receiving a 40-year sentence. The story is a little deeper with a few more details, but we're going to just focus on what Nate was accused of and what got him a bunch of time behind bars. So before we do all that, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now.
The bad thing about this is if he got children. But he was doing what he was supposed to do. Got caught. Now, Lil Baby is rich forever. So that means his kid's straight, right? Because Lil Baby rich. So that means the kid's good. First. Second, his ass ain't got to worry about nothing. He put up and his homie rich forever. This jail bid, if he ain't never did one, this gonna be the sweetest jail bid he ever do. Huh?
Now, let's get into it. 33-year-old Nathan Benford, aka 4PF Nate, has been charged with 2 homicides due to 2 men losing their life at the
You know he rich. You know Lil Baby rich. He got 2 murders and got 40. Basically 20 for each. Ran concurrent, right? He might be home in 20. He's 33 right now. He'll be home around 48, almost 50.
Hands of gun
I'm not gonna do the whole thing.
violence in Atlanta. Nate, along with three others such as Keontae Davis, Keith Hampton, and Quincy Rashard Pinkey, would be hit with a bunch of charges ranging from aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, violation of the Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act, M charges, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. The indictment would come from Fulton County back in May of 2023, where Nate and three other members, who they say are a part of 4PF, would retaliate on a guy by the name of Daryl Hurd, who was accused of taking their friend's life. That friend was Cavario Major, aka 4PF Mackie. Mackie was an up-and-coming rapper from Atlanta who would lose his life back on November 1st, 2021. According to reports, police responded to a shooting in the 1000 block of White Oak Avenue around 7 p.m. When officers responded to the scene, they found a man who was shot and he was later taken to Grady Hospital and succumbed to his injuries. That man was later identified as Cavario Major, aka Mackie.
And about an hour before that, around 7 o'clock on White Oak Avenue Southeast, this appears to have been a shooting, a fight that started between two men. Police say the suspect pulled a gun out and shot the victim. Right now, police don't have a suspect in custody for any of these investigations. If you know anything that can help investigators, please give Atlanta Police a call.
An investigation would uncover that it was a gathering with multiple people around. However, two men that knew each other would get into a dispute around 7 p.m. One man, identified as Daryl Hurd, would pull out a weapon and shoot Cavario Major. There's no telling whether it was alcohol or drugs involved that intensified the situation. However, Daryl was never officially charged for the shooting because it would be ruled in self-defense. In situations like this, whether it's considered self-defense or not, many people will feel like Daryl got away with taking a life and may not agree with the decision of the law.
So his ass better get low, like a Caesar, like a haircut, Caesar, real low. His ass better get lower than a Caesar.
In that case, they take law into their own hands and go about getting street justice themselves, however that may be. In this case, that's what Nate and three others are accused of doing. The official indictment on the case would state that on September 27, 2022, while a Chevy Tahoe was sitting at a red light in the Hotel District near the Children's Museum of Atlanta, a Dodge Durango would pull up alongside a Tahoe and begin opening fire. Inside the Tahoe was three men who were 26-year-old Jaquavius Wilson, Daryl Hurd, and Terrell Hurd. Upon the three men, only two of them were hit and taken to Grady Hospital. Daryl would survive despite being shot, but Jaquavius Wilson wasn't so lucky. Unfortunately, he would later pass away from his injuries as he was shot in his neck. The Dodge Durango fled the scene, and for some time, police will have no suspects in custody. However, after the shooting took place, a witness who seen everything called the police immediately, telling law enforcement everything he saw and described the vehicle. On top of that, upon further investigation, cell phone records and surveillance footage would play a part in targeting suspects, but it would be an informant that would give them the biggest lead that they needed when it came to the shooting.
Somebody had to tell. There's no way. I remember that shooting. Nobody had to a long time ago.
That informant would be Keontae Davis, who just so happened to be one of the four people behind the shooting.
One of his co-defendants. Why you gotta do shit by yourself? If you wanna do something, do it alone.
Shooting on September 27, 2022. On February 21, 2023, an Atlanta officer would conduct a routine traffic stop around 2 a.m. He would stop a Nissan Rogue on Piedmont Road for not coming to a complete stop at a red light. The driver would be identified as
People be knowing, see, playing with fire. You know what I'm saying? I done seen it. I sometimes like jumping in people's car, niggas smoking, knowing we ain't supposed to be smoking in this car because what's in the car. Because it's a reason for probable cause to take you out the car. Once you get out the car, then it's a problem. So to prevent all that shit, drive and follow the rules and regulations when you're dirty and you got some illegal shit going on. Why smoke and put everybody in risk? Put the car in risk, everybody in risk. It's just not smart. That's it. It doesn't make sense. Or the mommy. Never did.
25-year-old Keontae Davis, who couldn't present his driver's license when the officer asked him to present it as protocol. The officer would ask Davis his name and then run it through his system, and to his surprise, the name would reveal that Davis had active warrants, one including felony M and the other was aggravated assault.
Got a warrant for a felony murder. Oh my God. These states are grimy. They will drop a felony murder for you and you don't even know about it. Watch this.
Number 1, checking on you on Marietta Boulevard.
Now, mind you, this is the guy who cooperated, who told on Nate.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Officer Lane, City of Atlanta Police Department. The reason I pulled you over is because right there at the light at Piedmont and Peachtree, is stop means stop. That means all wheels got to stop. You didn't stop. You just kept rolling on through and made the right turn.
I was on the phone running my mouth.
All right. So you got a driving license?
No, sir.
I'm going to get your first and last name.
Keontae Williams
Got no license.
Davis.
You got a picture of it?
I'm going through my phone looking for it. I live right there. I was coming from my mama's house. Something happened over there. Here we go. I was on the phone running my mouth. I'm sorry.
You zoom into the picture? So I can see the numbers?
Yes, sir.
Got to zoom.
05
I'm good.
89 70949. I just left from the gas station right there. I was on at the airport running my mouth.
All right. All right.
I live right there at the site.
Okay. 3141, keep mark 1 time.
All right. Come here, cut the car up for me. All right. So, you know you got a warrant, right?
No, sir.
All right. You got a warrant out of the City of Atlanta, okay, for aggravated assault. So, I got to put you in a car. I'm going to detain you, okay? Detain means just only holding you until time being, okay? You ain't in custody yet, all right? Until they confirm the warrant, all right? Step out of the car.
Resident 1201 and 1207.
In my phone.
Nerve to tell him, oh, you ain't in custody yet, but shut up till they confirm the warrant. Dummy, you just confirmed the warrant. That's why you take my vehicle right now. What are you talking about right now? Like, these people crazy, bro. People not knowing their rights. You got a warrant. Warrant. Since when? I would have really got out here and drove this damn car with no license, knowing I got a warrant for a murder. Like,
All right, until they confirm the warrant, all right? Step out of the car.
Resident 1201 and 1207.
In my phone.
Put the phone on the seat.
excuse me.
1201, disregard.
You go by any of the names? You didn't know you had a warrant out?
1207, copy. An honorable alarm at 600 Peachtree Battle Avenue.
You
Northwest
got any weapons or anything on you?
600 Peachtree Battle Avenue. Never come up.
The M charge was due to the shooting that happened on September 27, 2022, where Jaquavius Wilson lost his life. Davis was arrested for the warrants, on top of being charged with possession of marijuana, no insurance, failure to obey a traffic control device, and no license on person. Davis was taken to public safety headquarters where he would speak to homicide detectives about the warrant, and that's where Davis would mention Nathan Benford, aka Nate, who was also inside the car where shots was fired at that Chevy Tahoe. Nate was arrested a little after on June 5th.
What was the point? You got locked up in a car with no license, nothing. Man, watch your people. This him. They went to go put in some pain for a fallen member, a soldier, a comrade, somebody that was on our side. Right? He got slid on. They killed him. We going to go get back. Nate think he's solid as a rock. Take him on the get back when his ass is quicksand. Word the mother, bro. Like, why? For what? Listen to what he said.
That's where Davis would mention Nathan Benford, aka Nate.
You got pulled over and bring up Nate. What Nate got to do with what you got? He's not in the car. He don't got nothing to do with nothing. Why you even bringing his name up?
On person. Davis was taken to public.
I'm surprised they had to find some kind of evidence after he gave that information on Nate. They had to, because how the fuck he get word of mouth when you can't take somebody's word? You can't take nobody's word to be accurate when they are telling to get a sentence drop. You are telling to get lesser time. So how the hell we gonna believe your testimony? It doesn't even make sense. Of course he would tell. He don't want to go to jail, but guess what? That's his fucking business. I don't know. I know that's crazy. They hit him with 2 murders and he not only got 40, but you know, Meech got 30. He's out. He didn't do the whole 30. Is what I'm saying. So
Safety headquarters, where he would speak to homicide detectives about the warrant, and that's where Davis would mention Nathan Benford, aka Nate, who was also inside the car when shots was fired at that Chevy Tahoe. Nate was arrested a little after on June 5, 2023, after being indicted in May of that same year, and has been fighting the case from Fulton County Jail ever since. Nate, Keith Hampton, Quincy Richard, and Keontae Davis were all arrested at separate times. However, after giving up his statement resulted in Nate being arrested, Keontae was dropped from the case. Fast forward to just a few days ago,
Keontae was dropped from the fucking murder. Piece of shit, man. Damn.
being arrested, Keontae was dropped from the case. Fast forward to just a few days ago, Nate was finally sentenced to 40 years for 2 bodies and other charges. He's expected to get time served for the time he was in custody and do 30 years out of the 40 with the rest of the time carried out on parole. Unfortunately for Nate, he's no stranger to jail, but this time, they may have been more strict on him due to his criminal history, as well as him and his co-defendants seeming like career criminals due to the amount of charges they've been catching doing crimes together over the years. Some people will say that Nate's future might have been cursed from the beginning because both of his parents did very long prison terms, with both of them just recently being released not too long ago. 4PF Nate's mother, Karen Davis, served 17 years of a 20-year sentence for allegedly trafficking narcotics back in the early 2000s.
Blood.
She was sentenced back in 2003 when Nate was only 12 years old. After doing 17 years, she was released back in 2020. Nate's father also did a lengthy prison sentence as he was released back in 2020 as well.
20 years. Crazy.
After doing 20 years himself. With Nate's new sentence, it's unfortunate, but between the 3 of them,
It's crazy. It just shows you that shit is in his blood. His pops got 20. His mom's did 17 years in prison. His mom's 17 years for trafficking drugs. His daddy, 20 years for trafficking drugs. Him got basically his mother and his father put together 40. Like, crazy, bro. Free Nate.
that's almost 70 years worth of jail time in total.
Yeah, total. It's almost 70 years in prison between him, his mother, and his father. That's crazy.
Now when you think about it, judging from what Nate is being
Not almost, it is. He got 40. His father got 20. That's 60. And his mother got 17. It's 77 years. Damn.
accused of, 40 years isn't bad considering his extensive criminal background and being accused of taking a life, including gang activity. Judging based off the cases of 4PF Dirty Tate and Nate, I'm sensing that this is one of the main reasons Lil Baby has been working so hard to rebrand himself. If y'all remember, it was alleged that more gang takedowns and RICOs were coming in Atlanta, and allegedly 4PF was at the top of the list. On top of that, It's been a lot of guys associated with the 4PF brand that would end up getting caught up for drug dealing, bodies dropping, amongst other things in Atlanta, which is a recipe for disaster in the long run because it's only a matter of time before the crew gets investigated and charges start flying. They would consider it a RICO and allege that Baby is funding the criminal organization due to who he is and being considered the boss. So I'm assuming this is one of the many reasons Baby decided to restructure himself and start CBFW, Can't Be F With Records. Smart move. Let Nate's situation be a lesson to y'all.
Go for real. Definitely a smart move. Shit. Until the next one, man. I'm gone.